welcome back to my channel, to my stories, to my journey, Beautifully Broken. This is scene 3, and I'm calling it T.M.I. Too much information. So if you don't really want to hear about the medical aspects and all of that stuff, feel free to close out. But this actually all started way back. When I was 19 years old, I started having really painful periods, and the pain got really bad. So my mom forced me to go to a doctor to go get checked. I didn't want to do that because I was a virgin and I knew it was going to be painful. But she pushed me and forced me, so I went. And they found that I had a dermoid cyst, which essentially they said is like having a baby growing on the outside of your ovary. It can reproduce any cell that the human body makes, so it'll start off small and it'll just keep growing and growing and growing and growing. So what they had to do was they had to do a surgery to remove it. And I remember when I found this out, I remember standing in front of my now mother-in-law's house with my husband, and at the time we were just dating. And I remember breaking down crying and saying, I know that cysts can lead to infertility, and that's something that I'm simply not strong enough to handle. I know that it's not something that I can do. And I remember being terrified of that. And I remember praying and asking God to heal me prior to the surgery. And that was the time in my life where God taught me that He heals through surgery. He heals through medication. It doesn't always have to be what we see as miraculous to still be healing. So I had the surgery, everything went well, they removed the cyst, and by the grace of God, it hasn't come back. So fast forward to May 2016, where I went in for my annual visit at the OBGYN. She of course asks me all the questions, blah blah blah, and she asked about children, if we were considering having children, because in her words, I'm getting kind of old, you know, so she wants to see where all that is. By the way, I'm 29 for those who don't know. I'll be 30 in December. So I told her that we've been trying for a while, since December 2014, and she was like, okay, that's a bit of a concern. So do you want to do hormone testing? I said, okay, cool. We'll do the hormone testing, make sure everything is fine, and we'll go on from there. Did the hormone testing, and then she took a little too long to get back to me. So I emailed, I called. When she finally called me back, I was actually at the chiropractor. And she called me back to say that my hormone levels were kind of all over the place. They actually mimicked a woman who is postmenopausal. So with that, she ended the call with, I believe it's going to be difficult for you to conceive naturally. I want to send you to a fertility specialist. She asked me to come in the next day to pick up a prescription. And I cried a lot that night. I sobbed a lot that night. It was really rough. When I got home, I had to then tell my husband what was going on. And, you know, of course, he was strong and supportive and wonderful, like he always is. But it was hard. I had to pull myself together, and believe it or not, the way that I stopped crying was I just kind of decided, no, God made me a promise. He promised me a son, so I don't know why I'm sitting here crying. It's not gonna help anything. It's not gonna change anything. I'm gonna choose to trust God. And then I went online and I found the video of the woman with the Chewbacca mask laughing hysterically, and that, it helped bring a little bit of joy back into the evening. So as painful as it was, sometimes finding joy in the simple things is all that you need to be able to continue on. So I'm gonna cut this story short, and I'm gonna give you a little more TMI in the next scene, so please tune in.